Have you ever felt trapped in a cycle of negative thinking that holds you back from achieving what you truly want? What if I told you that these thoughts might just be cognitive distortions, mental filters altering your perception of reality? These distortions are like warped lenses that can make you see the world in a negative and inaccurate way. Today, we're diving deep into 5 common cognitive distortions that could be sabotaging your success and happiness. We'll explore how these distortions work, why they're so harmful, and most importantly, equip you with practical strategies to overcome them. Are you ready to identify and fix these sneaky thought patterns for a clearer path to your goals? Stick around till the end, where we'll reveal a powerful technique often overlooked that can help you shift your mindset dramatically. Don't miss this life-changing insight. 1. All or nothing thinking. Have you ever found yourself thinking in black and white, with no middle ground? This cognitive distortion, known as all or nothing thinking, makes you view situations in extremes, either perfect or a total failure. This kind of thinking leaves no room for nuance, progress, or the natural shades of gray that exist in life. You might find yourself setting impossibly high standards, and any perceived shortcoming can feel like a complete and utter 3. Mental filtering. Have you ever focused so heavily on negative details that you discount the positive aspects of a situation? This mental filter causes you to magnify negative elements while ignoring the positives, skewing your perception. This can lead to a negativity bias, where you primarily focus on the negative aspects of any situation, no matter how small, while overlooking the positive aspects. For instance, you might receive positive feedback on a project, but dwell on one minor criticism, ignoring all the praise. To fix this distortion, consciously practice gratitude. Each day, write down at least 3 positive things you experience, helping shift focus from negative to positive. This rewires the brain to recognize the goodness around you. You can also try keeping a gratitude journal, where you regularly record things you're thankful for. This helps train your mind to actively seek out and appreciate the positive aspects of your life. Actionable tip: challenge your mental filter by actively looking for the positive aspects of any situation. Ask yourself, what went well? What can I appreciate about this experience? What are some things I can learn from this, even if it wasn't entirely positive? 4. Catastrophizing. Do you often jump to the worst-case scenario? Catastrophizing is the tendency to expect disaster, escalating events without real evidence. This distortion can intensify anxiety and prevent you from taking risks. For example, if you make a small mistake at work, you might catastrophize and imagine yourself getting fired, losing your home, and ending up on the streets. Or, if you experience a minor health symptom, you might immediately assume the worst and fear a serious illness. Counter catastrophizing by examining the reality of situations. Ask yourself, what's the likelihood of this happening, and what's the worst that actually could happen? Challenge exaggerated thoughts with rational alternatives. Break down the situation into smaller, more manageable steps. If you're worried about a presentation, focus on preparing thoroughly and practicing your delivery, rather than dwelling on potential negative outcomes. 5. Personalization. Do you frequently blame yourself for events outside your control? Personalization involves attaching personal responsibility to unrelated outcomes, amplifying guilt and self-doubt. This can lead to you taking on responsibility for things that are not your fault, leading to feelings of guilt, shame, and inadequacy. For instance, you might blame yourself for a friend's bad mood, even though their mood has nothing to do with you. Or you might blame yourself for a project failure at work, even though you were only one member of a team. Recognize that not everything is about you. When encountering a negative event, list all possible contributing factors. This broader view relieves undue pressure and supports objective evaluation. Consider the perspectives of others involved and any external factors that might have contributed to the situation. This helps you gain a more realistic understanding of the situation and avoid taking on unnecessary blame. Bonus insight: cognitive restructuring. As promised, here's the transformational technique: cognitive restructuring. This involves identifying distorted thoughts, challenging their validity, and replacing them with balanced alternatives. It's a core technique used in cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, to help people identify and change their negative thought patterns. Practice this by journaling thoughts and questioning their accuracy, replacing distortion with evidence-based reasoning. Over time, this technique promotes clearer, healthier patterns and perspectives. When you notice a negative thought, write it down and then ask yourself, is this thought really true? What evidence supports this thought? What evidence contradicts it? What would I tell a friend who had this thought? Here's a step-by-step process for cognitive restructuring. Identify the negative thought. Pay attention to your thoughts and identify any that are causing you distress or holding you back. Challenge the thought. Ask yourself questions to challenge the validity of the thought. For example, what evidence supports this thought? What evidence contradicts it? Replace the thought. Replace the negative thought with a more balanced and realistic one. For example, instead of thinking I'm a failure, you might think I made a mistake, but I can learn from it. Practice regularly. The more you practice cognitive restructuring, the better you'll become at identifying and challenging your negative thoughts. A path forward. Confronting and correcting cognitive distortions empowers you to embrace a more rational, balanced approach to life's challenges. By dismantling all-or-nothing thinking, overgeneralization, mental filtering, catastrophizing, and personalization, you unlock freedom and clarity in pursuing your goals. These distortions can significantly impact your mental health and well-being, so learning to identify and challenge them is crucial for personal growth. If this deep dive into cognitive distortions has inspired you to start reshaping your thought patterns, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Join our community for ongoing support, insights, and strategies toward mental and emotional well-being. Tap the notification bell to stay updated with our latest content. Bonus interaction. Reflect on a moment where you overcame a cognitive distortion and share it with the community. Your story may pave the way for others on their journey to mental clarity. Thank you for journeying with us today. Until next time, challenge those distortions, celebrate your growth, and embrace a clearer, brighter perspective.